You are all resolved rather to die than enemy to the people.
We know
Else.
Aye.
Now, counted poor citizens, the patricians good, the gain to them. Let us revenge. Who comes here?
Friends, mine honest neighbors.
Worthy Senator,
Have the patricians of you. For your wants, your state.
suffer us to furnish and their storehouses.
You dissentious rogues that rubbing the poor itch of your apathy will flatter beneath abhorring. It's you, the other makes you proud. He that trusts, who deserves greatness. Every minute you do change your mind and call him noble. Later you cry against the noble senate who, under the guard, go. Get you home.
Please, I think is Ophidius.
What's the news in Rome?
The people against the senators. A small thing would make it flame again.
Tell us, Ophidius. That'll put you to it.
I see only he.
You have fought together.
He is a small strike at Tullus's face.
So your opinion is, if it's not 4 days gone since I heard thence. By this preparation, if we and Caius Marcius chance to meet, to be it, he's mine.
Either retires, I'll take him for a... Citizens of Carrara driven, then I came away.
Put yourself in a more comfortable sort. Absence, where anyone honor, and the only son of my womb, I consider where he was like to find fame.
But then he died in the business, madam. How then?
Hear me. 11 die nobly for their countries. You'll beat Ophidius' head below his knee and tread upon his neck. on.
Look to it, come on! Leave the foe and make my wars on you.
Go away, you fool. It will...
Beseech you, give me leave to retire.
Indeed, you shall not.
How do you both? And how does your little the father's son? Come.
She shall.
Indeed, no, by your patience. I'll not...
Oh, you will be another Penelope.
Oh, good sir, pardon me. Indeed, I've none yet.
There came news from him last night.
Indeed.
Yours. This is true on mine honor, so I prefer.
Let her alone. As she is now, she'll but disease our better mirth.
Slain, sir, doubtless. He is himself on...
Who's yonder? That does appear as you have...
Come I too late? Let me hold you in arms as sound as when I wooed. In piercing the Romans.
Worthy sir, thou bleeds.
The drop is more medicinal and dangerous to me. To a pity sin to doubt that love this painting wherein you see me had life, and that his country is dearer than himself. Let follow Marcius.
Hate thee. We hate alike. For where am we, or rat, or craft may give, nor slay priests, nor times of sacrifice shall lift up their rotten where I find him. Where will I wash my fierce hand in his heart?
This approaches. For the love of Juno, let's go!
Too, if it be not too much, it brings a victory in his pocket.
In truth, there's wondrous things spoke of him. Gods grant them
Will be large scars to show the people when he shall stand first place.
Every gash was an enemy.
And behind him he leaves tears. Dust declines, and then men die.
This time, for what he did before Coriolis, call him Eulenus. Bear the audition nobly ever.
No more.
Look, sir, your mother.
You have, I know, petitioned all the gods for my...
Yes, and by deed achieving honour newly named. But oh, thy wife.
Such eyes the widows in Coriolis wear. Now the gods crown thee, and live you.
You're welcome home. You're welcome all.
100!
Matrons flung gloves, ladies and maids their scarves and shirts. I never saw the like.
Was ever a man his lip and eyes? Nay, but his taunts.
The org, for they love not marshes.
Nature teaches beasts.
You blame marshes for being proud. You talk of pride, your good selves. Oh, that you could. What then, sirs? Alias fools? As any humorous patrician, and one that loves a cup of hot wine, what I think I utter, and spend my malice on anything. Good evening to you, worships. More of your...
One Coriolanus will carry it.
That's a brave fellow, but he...
Coriolanus, neither to care whether they love or hate him, manifests the true knowledge...
greater devotion than they can render at him. Now, to seem to desire the country, very well, and would be content to give him good report for it, but...
With the change of honours.
And the buildings of my fancy will cast upon thee.
May during his power go sleep. Let him swear, were he to stand for consul, never would he appear in the mind.
To him then a sure destruction.
So it must fall out to him.
In what hatred he still hath held them. Kindle their...
Therefore please you, most grave and reverend elders, formed by Caius Marcius Coriolanus. Keep your place.
Sit, Coriolanus. Never shame.
Pray you, sit down.
I'd rather have one scratch my head.
I proceed.
The deeds of Coriolanus most dignifies the ever, if it be the man fought beyond the mark of others. When he might sits, he lurched all souls. He stopped the flies, and by his rare example, blood, whose every motion was timed with dying cry, gave his and with a sudden he never stooped to ease, for they were the common mark of the world. He covets less spend the time to end it.
Suffrage, please you that I may pass this doing.
There's a part that I shall blush in acting, and might well be taken from the people. Might receive them for the hire of their breath only.
The people must have their voices.
Have you not known? What must I say? Look, sir, my wounds, I think upon me. Hang 'em. I would they would.
Pray you.
mine own dessert.
Your own dessert?
Yet to trouble the poor with begging.
You must think if we give...
The price is to ask it.
Which shall be yours in private. Much, sir. There's an all too worthy voices. Pray you now if it may stand with the tune of your voice. Your enigma.
You've been a scourge.
Count me the more virtuous that I have not been common in my love. Trouble you no further.
Gods give you joy, sir. Heartily.
Your voices watched for your battles. Some less, some more. I would be consul.
Nobly. And cannot go without any honour.
Be consul. Amen. Amen. Worthy voices. With the people's voice. Is this done? Probation where? At the Senate?
There, Royal Highness.
May I change these?
I'll keep you company. Will you alone? We stay here for the...
Hello, my masters! Have you chose this man?
Aye. To my poor and worthy notice. He mocked...
kind of speech.
Aye.
He did not mock us.
He should have...
So he did.
No, he didn't. No.
Was this mockery?
When he had no power, but was a petty servant to the state.
Perceive he did solicit you in free contempt when he did need your...
It is...
And we'll deny him. I'll have 500...
Bend you hence instantly and or revoke your ignorant election. Enforce his pride and his...
Tim, spoke he of me?
He did, my lord.
How? At Antium lives he?
At Antium. Behold, these are the tribunes of the people, the tongues of the common.
The matter. Had he not passed the nobles and the commons?
Committee.
Be calm. Be calm.
The people cry, you must...
After which the people stir. If you will pass to where you are bound, you must inquire.
Speak it again.
Not now. Not now. Not in this heat.
Regard me as I do not flatter, and therein behold themselves. Sedition, which we ourselves have ploughed for, so given to beggars.
Well, no more. No more words. We're sufficient as a midnight sleep. By Jove, it would be my mind.
It is a mind that shall remain
You his absolute shall. Why should the people give one that speaks thus then? Jove himself! It makes the consuls supreme. How soon confusion may enter twixt the gap of fears, which will in time break ope the locks of the...
like a traitor, and shall answer as traitors do.
The rest of... Power! You are at point to lose your consul!
What the part of the people Marcius is worthy.
Seize him! Come to your house! Take him away!
Consul.
The consul Coriolanus.
He, consul?
But a disease. Mortal to cut death, eh? What he has lost. He dropped it for his country. Sword. And he's so schooled in bring him where he shall answer by a lawful form in tennis.
See you then as the people's officer.
I'll bring him to you.
The wheel or at wild horses' heels, yet will I still be thus for them. Elder, would you have me false to my nature?
You had worn it out.
Let go.
You might have been enough for me.
Too rough, something too rough. You must return and mend it.
Be counselled. I have it to better vantage.
Well said, noble. And what must I do? Do it to them.
I've heard you say that honour that now it lies you on to speak to the people, but wrote it in your tongue. Oh, but that I would dissemble with my nature where my fortune, and this your wife, your son. I prithee now, my son, thou art there, soldier. Loves, but
this but done, even as she speaks, why there are...
Sir, it is fit you make strong party. It will serve if he can dare to frame his spirit.
You say you will, and go about it.
Master, I'll do it. A beggar's tongue make motion through my lips, and by my body's action teach my mind a most
Come all to ruin. With as big heart as thou, do as you like.
Pray be content, mother. I'm going.
Do your will.
In this point, charge him home. That if you a catalogue of all the voices that we have procured set down by the poor, or banishment, then let them, if they hear me say fine, cry fine. If...
The people!
The honoured God. Amen. Plant love among us.
Amen.
A noble wish. Shall I be charged to know people's voices? Aye. Consider. Think upon the wound. Consider further that when he speaks, but as I say, such as become. I am so dishonoured that the very hour you take it off again.
Tyrannical, for which you are a traitor to the people.
Traitor, thou injurious tribune.
Mark you this, people?
What do you prate of service? I talk of that name. I would not buy their mercy at the price of one fair word.
The city, in the people's name, I say... No more hearing. Let me speak.
Shall be so. He is banished as enemy to the people and his son. It shall be so. 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 You common rotten fence, whose loves I pray, I banish you. Let every feeble rumour shake there. Have the power still to bear fields, making but reservation of yourself captives to some nation that won you despising. For you, I turn my back.
Too absolute.
Like to a lonely dragon.
Yeah, Mother, let's not meet her. They say she's mad.
Will you be gone?
You shall stay too.
What? Fool! Hast thou craft to
No more blows than ever thou wise were.
stay too? I tell thee,
Good sword in his hand.
What then?
What then?
Leave you. Why? Stay we to be beaten.
Nothing else to do but to go.
But I made them. But
You have told them home, and by my troth you have cause.
I sup upon myself.
Whence comest thou? Speak, man!
Bound to thine.
Say. What's thy name? Thy name?
My name, particularly, and to all the Volsci's great Coriolanus people, who have all forsook me, hath devoured their... Now this extremity hath brought me to thy hearth. The world I would have avoided thee, but in mere... I will fight. But if thou dares not this, would show thee but a fool, since I have, unless it be to do thee service.
Each word billows. I loved the maid I married. Thou noble thing. The sob bestride my threshold. And I have nightly since dreamt of Encashus. Had we no quarrel else to roam, grateful roam, like a bold flood overbear it.
You bless me, gods.
Therefore, most absolute commission, and thine own ways, whether to knock again.
Hail, sir.
Hail to you both.
Your Coriolanus. Where does he hear you?
I hear nothing.
Insolent, overcome with pride, ambitious past all thinking, self-love.
And with the deepest malice of the war, destroy
Horns into the world again.
Come, what talk you of, Marshal?
in great earnestness are going all to the Senate House. Some more fearful is delivered. Marcius has joined as spacious as between the youngest and old, associated with the Phidias, rages upon our territory, joined with the Volscians. He is their god. He leads
Do they still fly to the Roman?
I do not know what thanks at end. And you are darkened in this action.
In person. And I thought he would when first I did embrace him. I think you'll be to Rome. defect of judgment, feared, so hated and so bad. Reputation of the time. One fire. Rights by rights fall. When? Most of all.
Good go.
Good, Melanius.
Go you that banished him.
And the drops that we have bled together. Yours. In the fire of burning Rome. More than the instant army we can make might stop our countrymen for Rome towards Marcius.
Well, and say Marcius returned.
Have that thanks from Rome. You know the very road into his kind.
I think he'll... His eye red. Prosperity. Oh, Marcius, look thee. Sure none but myself could move thee. I have been blown to pardon Rome.
Affairs are servanted to others. Therefore begone, will not hear thee speak.
Is more than... There is no more mercy in him than the...
These eyes are not the same I wore in Rome. Forgive my tyranny, but do not... A kiss. Sweet. And the most noble mother of the world.
Whilst with no softer cushion than
to your corrected son.
Thou art my warrior. I hope time may show like all yourself.
The god of soldiers inform thy thought.
Dionysa. Even he.
Or if you'd ask, remember this. Do not bid me dismissal. Desire not to allay my rages and revenges.
Dead, you will not grant us anything, for the blame may hang upon your hardness. Therefore, hear us. Our raiment and state of bodies would betray what life we have yourself. I'm more unfortunate than all his flow with joy. Hearts dark with fear and sorrow. Husband and the father tearing his country's bowels out. Breathe thou, whilst triumphantly tread on thy country's roof. Son, I purpose not parts than seek the end to one. Thou shalt no sooner that brought thee to this world.
Aye, and mine. You shall not tread on me.
I have sat too long.
Nay, go not from us, thereby to destroy the Volskis whom you serve. Our suit is that you reconcile them, and each on either side. Give thee all hail to thee. For your weeping, speak thou, boy. Yet here he lets me prate like one of the stocks. Pen has clucked thee to the wars and saved. Thou art not me, which to mother's blood belongs. Dark an end. So, we will home to Rome and die among our neighbours. Beholds this boy. Does reason our petition with more strength. Come, let us go. The child like him by chance. Yet give us.
What have you done? The heavens. You. But most mortal to him. Ophidius, thou frame convenient peace.
I was moved withal.
Compassion. But good sir, what?
Complete Rome. No, not the expulsion of the Turk. Behold our patroness.
General, as with a man by his own charity slain,
Viver, heir of all,
unknown, I raised him, and I pawned mine honour, flattery, seducing so my friends, and he waged me with his countenance as if I had been mercenary.
so no less spoiled in glory.
There was it. Drops of women's womb, which have therefore sit up.
Returned your soldier. No more. We have made peace with no less honour to the powers. Traitor. How now?
Yes, Marcius. Dost thou think how... Wait. He hath betrayed your business, Rome. I say, your city. Like a twist of rotten silk. Bored away your victory.
Hearest thou, Mars, great for what contains it? Boy! Stain all your edges on me! 'Tis there that like an eagle in a dovecot, I... Boy!
Let him die for it.
Los kibos na piuma mazi no que tos dartho metami gramuta dartho pires hare San fil menuski que sto tragutia zoi asu managoyos puirisa yamya matia manula nos muto treno izoi
Before we proceed any further, hear me speak. First, you know Caius Marsh.
And we'll have corn at our own price.
That afflicts us, the object of our misery, our rakes.
No more talking on it. Come.
Stop.
Love the people.
I tell you, friends, most charitable, as well strike at the heavens with your staves as lift them again.
What's the maps?
We have ever your good word.
He that wears, that like nor peace nor war, finds you hares, where foxes, geese. Hang ye. Trust ye, that was your garland. What's the matter, that in thee so much else would feed on one another? You fragments.
I know you well. So, terbaru. There have been in Rome strange...
Is it ended then?
The main blaze of it is past.
The Volskis are in arms. They have a...
And were I anything but what a hunt. Titus Lartius.
In our councils and know how we proceed.
Is it not in our aim?
And it is rumoured Marcius, your old enemy.
No one can do no more. If ever...
Daughter, sing. Were my husband, I would more freely rejoice at where he would show most love. And yet he was but such a person, was pleased to let him seek Dame Jem, from whence he returned, his brows. His good report should have been my son. Had I a dozen sons, justly surfeit out of action.
Heavens bless my lord.
As I here, your stamp. Thus, you were got in fear, though you were born in
geese that bear the shapes of men, and charge home, or by the
Then wiping forth he goes.
His bloody brow. Senator Menenius has come to visit you.
Tell him we have...
Good day to you.
He'd rather play with swords and hear a drum than look upon his school.
Housewife with me this afternoon.
No, good sir, will not out of door in the wars.
Fie, you confine yourself most unreasonably. Conan Ulysses' absence did but fill Ithaca full of mirths. And I'll tell you excellent news of your husband. Volscian city of Caryles. There nothing doubt prevailing, and to...
Give me excuse, good sir. I will obey you in...
What has become of man?
Thou art lost.
Oh, gods. Here's the stamp of Marcius. Come, but mantles of your own. There is the man of my soul's hate.
Cause of fight.
Sir, praise me not. My work has not yet warmed me.
If any such be here, to his person than an ill report. If any think brave death.
So many so minded wave thus to express his dispossession.
Me alone.
Make you a sword!
I'll fight with none but thee.
And would do so, I fear, should we encounter his office through sword to sword. How bolder, though not so sorry. Being naked, sick, hate the marshes. Brothers God, even there.
Honourable Menenius!
I'm wounded.
Oh, yes, he's wounded. I thank the gods for it.
Disciplined if it is soundly.
Titus Lartius said they fought together, but if it's
true. Where is he wounded?
In the shoulder and in the 25 wounds upon him.
Now it's 27.
Before him he carries in his nervy arm doth lie.
The world that Caius Marcius wears this war's garland and clamour of the host. Caius Marcius.
No more of this.
My gentle Marcius. Coriolanus must I call thee?
My gracious silence. Hail, that weeps to see me triumph. Black suns.
I'm light and heavy.
I don't know where to turn.
Shall be consul. I have seen the dun men throng to see him, and those bended as to Jove's statue, and the commons made a shower of...
Marcius, he has no equal. When we were chosen tribune, good or bad?
Not according to the... I know you can do very little alone. That you could turn your eyes towards the napes of your necks and make but a brace of unmeriting, proud, violent, testy...
You're known well enough, too.
One that converses more with the buttock of the night than with the forehead of the...
You well enough.
You know neither me, yes.
How many stand for the consulship?
3, they said, people. There have been many great men that have flattered the people who never loved them. Out of his noble carelessness lets them plainly see it.
But that which he dislikes, to flatter them for their love.
Consider you what served...
Nay, but speak not maliciously. He hath deserved worthily of his country.
The good senators must be visited, from whom I have received...
Live to see inherited my very wishes, which I doubt not.
But servant in my way, and sway with them in their...
Coriolanus will carry it.
He's a worthy man.
All tongues speak of him. On the sudden, I once brought his honours from where he should begin and end, but will lose those he lose to the people, beg their stinking breaths.
It was his word.
We must suggest to this shall darken him forever.
King, to gratify his noble service that hath thus stood for general and our well-found successors, to report a little of that...
Pardon, I'd rather have my wounds to heal again than hear say idly sit to hear my nothings monstered.
It is held that valor is the chiefest in the world, is singly counterpoised. At signals best men in the field. And in the Brando and in Coriolis, let me say, I cannot seem to spot from face to foot. He entered the mountain gate of the city, and he painted the Coriolis like a cloud. Till spoils, he kicked at, and looked upon things, reward his deeds with doing them. And is
well pleased to make me consul. My life and services. It then remains that you keep that custom, for I cannot entreat them for my wounds.
The people must have their voices.
Pray you, go fit you, and thus show them the unaching scars which I should hide.
To our noble consul, services. It then remains that you do speak to the people. Custom calls me to it. What custom wills in all things.
The gods, you must not speak like that. You must desire them.
You in wholesome manner. Bid them wash their faces and keep them. Sir, of my standing here.
We do, sir. Tell us what
your own desire.
How not your own desire?
No, it was... Well, then, I pray your price of the... I pray, let me have it. I have wound.
You shall have it. Worthy.
But this is something odd. You've deserved nobly of your country, and you've not deserved... You've not indeed loved the common people.
And therefore give you our voices heartily.
I'll make much of... For your voices, I have fought. For your voices, bear of wounds 24 unheard of. For your voices have done this. When the tribunes charged, the people do admit you. And are summoned to me.
My masters, hard knocks, sir.
We pray the gods he may deserve your loves.
Flouted us downright. No.
Wounds received for his country. Yes.
Never spake against your liberties.
That his contempt shall not be bruising to you when he hath parted. It is not confirmed. No. We may deny him yet. Twice 500 and
from them take their liberties.
Let them assemble and on us draw the number. Prepare to the Senate.
Assembled a new army.
He has, my lord.
Saw you, Ophidius.
He had met you sword to sword. That of all things upon the earth he hated.
To oppose his hatred fully.
Come, Rome must know the value of...
What is that?
It will be dangerous to go on. No further.
What? His tribunes give way.
The people are incensed against him. Abusers, flatterers, foes to nobleness.
Aye, this was known before. Be calm.
The people are abused, set on.
This was means I'd crave their pardons for the mutable, rank-scented them. We nourish against our senate the cockle of rebellion. With us, the honoured number, who lack not virtue, no, nor
a god to punish, not a man of their infirmity.
It were well be let any further.
Shall remain. Hear you, this triton of the...
Worthier than their voices! Aches to know when two authorities are up.
Thus, we debase the nature of our seats and make the rabble
peck the eagles. Enough with overmatch. 'Tis treason!
This is a consul now!
On both sides, more respect.
Here's he!
take from you just what have all from you. Marcius will make... But the people!
No! The people!
We do... Along with us!
Worthiness, so can I name his faults. Consort tonight.
He's a disease that must be cut away.
Oh, he's... What has he done? Consider this. He's been bred in the world. Give me leave. I'll go to him to his utmost peril.
Noble tribunes, it is the human Marcius. We'll proceed in our first.
Let them pull all about mine ears. Not approve me further. I talk of you. Why would I, the man I am?
I would have had you put your power be so.
Let them hang.
I'd burn too.
Doing our good city cleave in the midst and perish.
But yet a brain that leads...
Repent what you have spoken.
For them, I cannot do it to the...
Too absolute. In war to grow together.
Why force you this?
Nor by the matter your heart prompts you, but with no allowance to your bosom's truth. Required, I should do so in honour. And you, be with them, say to them, embroils has not the soft way in us. Forsooth, hereafter, theirs. I prithee, go and be ruled.
Absence, all's in anger.
Only fair.
You will.
Give my noble heart a lie that it must bear its position and possess me, some harlot spirit. I will not do it, lest I cease to honour.
Choice then. To beg of thee is more my dishonour, thy pride than fear thy dangerous darkness, for I'm... Thou suck'st it from me, but o' thy pride.
Look, or never trust what my tongue can do in the way of flattery.
If he evade us there, enforce him with his hatred to the people.
Hear me say it shall be so in the right and strength of the commons, be it either for...
Rage into your tongue, calmly, I beseech you.
Rome in safety, and the chairs of justice simples with the shows of peace, and not our streets with war. Must all determine here.
I do demand if you... He says he is content. The war like graves in the holy churchyard.
Scratches with briars,
Like a soldier. Do not take his rougher axes for what is the matter. That being passed for consul with full... Why, to take from Rome all sees and office, and to wind your promise.
The fires in the lowest hell fold in the people.
Since he hath said...
No further. Let me pronounce death ex...
In the power of us, the tribunes, we, even from this instant, shall be so.
He's banished!
My masters, and my common friend, so for Rome her enemies marched upon her.
There's no more to be...
It shall be so.
It shall be so. It shall be so. It shall be so. It shall be so. It shall be so. It shall be so. It shall be so. It shall... Whose breath I hate, as carcasses of unburied men that do corrupt, remain with your unsamis with nodding of their caps, fan you at length your ignorance, which find foes, deliver you as...
Thus, world,
elsewhere. Where is your ancient courage? When I am left, I go alone.
The hoarded plague of the gods requite.
Are you mad?
I fool. Is that a shame? For Rome, then thou hast spoken words. Yet go. Nay, son, we're in Arabia. Thy tribe before. Bastards and all. Come, peace. My heart, of what lies heavy to it.
You'll sup with me?
Anger's mine, and so shall starve with feeding.
Thy name?
A name unmusical to the Volscians' ears, and...
Thou hast a grim appearance.
Knowest thou me yet?
I know thee not.
Marcius. Who hath done... Thereto witness may my son. That name remains. The cruelty by the voice of slaves to be whooped out of Rome saved my life, for if I had feared death, quit of those my banishers, stand I before thee with the spleen of all the under-fiends, throat to thee and to thy ancient malice, and cannot live but to thy shame.
Oh, Marcius, from my heart a root of ancient envy, twine in mine arms about thy body. Know thou, but that I see thee here dances my rapt heart. Then when I first, I tell thee, thou hast beat me out 12-7. We would muster all from 12 to 70 and pouring water. And take our friendly senators by the hands. If thou wilt have the leading of thine own revenges, as best thou art experienced, since thou knowest thy country, visit them in parts remote to fright them.
Is this Menenius?
Oh, 'tis he. Oh, he's grown. All's well. It might have been much better if he had nothing from it.
Caius Marcius was a worthy officer in the war.
Rome sat safe and still without him.
Volscis with 2 several powers are entered in the...
Tis Ophidius. We're hearing of Marcius' banishment. Cannot be. We have record.
Their countenances. Yes, the first report is seconded. He leads a power against Rome and vows...
A fearful army, led by... consumed with fire and took what lay before them. Flies or butchers killing flies.
Soldiers use him as the grace before meat. They're taught.
He bears himself more proud.
I beseech you, think you he'll carry Rome?
Who takes it by sovereignty of nature. Whether to the nature not to be other than one thing. So, our virtues, one nail, strengths by strengths, do fail. Rome is thine. Art thou mine?
Fall down and kneel the way into his murder.
I urged, he would not answer to. Forbade all name. A kind of nothing. Till he had forged him.
If you refuse your aid in this,
If you would be your country's plea,
go to him. What should I do?
only make trial.
What you earned, unheard. What then? Yea. I'll undertake it. No?
I tell you, he does sit.
The glorious gods sit in our synod, and thy old friend Menenius does. Thou art preparing fire for us. I was hardly moved with sighs. And
Mother, child, I know not. Another word.
grown from man to dragon.
has changed makes you think so?
Best of my flesh, of our Romans. Exile. You got my knee in the earth.
Stand up.
What's this? Your knees to me.
This is a poor epitome of yours, which by the...
That thou mayst prove to shame invulnerable.
And myself are suitors to you.
I beseech capitulate again with Rome's mechanics. Tell me not wherein.
No more. No more. Now already, yet we will ask that if you fail...
We'll hear naught from Rome in private. Your request.
Should we be silent and not speak? Think, since that thy sight, which constrains the mother, wife, and child to see, thus we must find an evident calamity. Though we had a creant be led with manacles through our sleep for having bravely shed thy wife and children for myself. Determine, if I cannot persuade thee, rather to show than to tread on my mother's moon.
Keep your name living to time. But then I'll fight.
If it were so that our request did tend to save Demas as poisonous of your honour, mercy we have showed the Romans, this we received, this peace. Speak you, daughter. Moving more than can our reasons. There's no man in the world who have shown thy dear mother any courtesy. Say my request's unjust and spurn me back, but if it be not, God's will plague thee, that thou restrainst. Down, ladies, let us shame him with our knees. This is the last. He kneels and holds up hands for Philip. His mother. His wife is in Coriolis. Until I set he be afire, and then I'll speak a little.
Oh, mother.
The God's unnatural scene their love. My mother, mother. Happy Victivet, happily veiled with him. But let it come. Though I cannot instead, would you have heard a mother less, or granted lower, and sir, it is no little thing to make. Advise me.
Ameria did all great cause to give great.
And whilst twixt you there's difference, but the fall
it's a good construction. Being so heightened, he wanted his new plot.
at the last I seemed his follower, not partner.
Marvelled at it, and in the last, when he had carried Rome etched upon him, he sold the blood and labour of our group, and now renew me in his fall.
and I parted hence, but still subsisting under the Romans.
Tell the traitor in the highest degree.
Marcius.
Aye. Marcius. A stolen name, Coriolanus. For certain, drops of salt. And mother, breaking his oath, followed the war, but at his nurse's tears, he weighed tears.
Measureless liar, thou hast made me. Cut me to pieces, Volskis! Men and...
If you have writ your annals, Trincarioles, alone I did it.
Στη σου με χωροθά και να τραγουδήσω. Κράτα το μαγεί στη φωτιά, περβολιά για χώρο. Στα περβολιά αν σε πάρω χαρέστο, αν σε πάρω στες, χάρισε μου μια. Κράτα την και με το πως να με δούλευες και πήρα, με πήρε πέρα.